Learning Unit 6, Synthesis, Precedence, and Conceptualization. Some key issues I found to really be prevalent within the area is poor soil. It's a noisy area and it's extremely close to a busy road, and there's no seating. The area itself is pretty much non-existent in terms of use, but it is in such a space that it needs to be used in a more vital way that can be very, very helpful to everyone involved. My first precedent was at a university. This is their quad area, so it's like in the middle of their campus and everything. I really just chose this because of the aesthetic, and I like how the forms and the shapes all go together. And you might not be able to tell this just by the pictures, but it's kind of on a hill and it dips and it like rises up, which I found to be very, very useful, especially if it's in a rainy place. So the stormwater is the system of it is already built due to them actually using the natural landscape. This is Edda University continued, and this area itself is called Grestacker Cove. My second president was Clark College, and this one was, I actually found that this school itself was very interesting. It's a very, very nice campus, and the design of it is just it's very connected to nature. You can tell that they wanted to make it a part of the environment itself rather than just placing it within an environment. And I really appreciate that just by, looking at it. And that's why I actually chose it for my precedent, for my second precedent. This is Clark College continued, and they do have like a stone garden, which I found to be very, very nice. Although, the seating isn't the best, but, I guess. Precedent 3, and this is Vanik Emerald Forest. This is located in China. This was also pretty much based on the aesthetics and the shape of it and how I could use it as inspiration for the Science Plaza area. But it's mainly called Emerald Forest just due to the trees planted and the lawn there. But it looks very nice, and I can see it working very well, especially I believe it's relatively new, but over time it will really grow in. I feel like that's very vital in situations like this. This is my first concept. The purple areas that you can see, those are seating areas. The blue is just like the walkways, and the green spaces in there would be shrubs and bushes, the darker green. This is my concept number 1. I wanted to use this one because I didn't want to put but so much lawn, because lawn really it does more harm than good, but it does look pretty. And I do understand that looking pretty is very important. That's why I put this small area lawn located within there. So if people wanted to just, chill on the lawn, because I do see people just lay down blankets and sometimes just chill on campus. I felt like this would be a very nice place to do that. I put like a bush line here and a few trees just in case any situations did occur with like road traffic. Concept number 2, it has nothing but lawn really. The only mulch areas are the pre-existing ones where the crepe myrtles are. These purple areas are seating slash social areas, so they would actually have seats located within them, but they will also have space where people will actually know that this is a part of this area. So essentially creating a room. And I did 3 of them. I put the one in the middle as the main one so people could, be like, oh yeah, meet me in the main place. But you also have 2 other options, well actually 3 other options if people felt like taking them. This yellow strip would be where bikes would be located. And I felt like that's also very important because this is an area very close to the road. And, people need to have their options of transportation available if they can, because parking itself is already so much on A&T's campus. This is concept number 3. This one does have adequate seating, and it does have some areas without grass, but those will probably be raised up. And The bushes would just be there for the aesthetic and to break and create rooms from one side to the other. Um, and I also included a ramp in this design, but I believe I have ramps in each design, hopefully. Yes, I have ramps in each design. This is my first perspective. This is for concept number 1. And this is my second perspective of concept number 1. This is learning unit 7, my master plan diagram. And for this one, you will see that I chose concept number 3 to be my final concept. This is my master plan. And you can see that I added seating areas in the center here. And you can differentiate the seating areas with that are connected to a wall due to the background under it. And I also have raised seating, which are those blue squares. Those circles in the middle, those are pedestals. So we can put statues or sculptures up, either of alumni or historical figures that actually matter to us on campus. This is my other slide, which is pretty much telling you about those sculpture pedestals and my various seating areas. And the bike stations, which I located right here due to people being able to actually park their bike and actually sitting and chilling without having to go so far, and the rain gardens and the ramp. This is my planning schedule, and this is teaching, well, not teaching, but informing us about the plants that I chose for this area. And this is that continued for the northwest area within the site. The north of the site specifically. This is the middle of the site, a very high traffic area. And this is the east of the site, which is connected to the middle and will be also more than likely high traffic. These are all the plant materials used. I use Black Eye Susan because I like how it pops. I use lavender to give that smell off within certain areas, notably by doorways. I use ester because I just really likes how it looks. And I use the moss within the seating areas because I feel like it still needs some type of green in there. And I actually really like moss just as a ground covering. I put butterfly bushes because I wanted the site to be pollinator friendly because we do need to protect things which pollinate. I put one sweet bay magnolia within a rain garden because of the fragrance it can put out and the aesthetic. I put 3 willow oaks out. We already have, I believe, 1 to 2 which are pre-existing, but I put those out because I would like for them to grow to their fullest extent and create a nice large canopy so the area could eventually be shaded. I used 3 red maples just to differentiate the areas, and for students walking alongside the sidewalk could be like, oh, meet me by the red tree. You know, people really don't know the name of trees, but the red maple tree. I found that would be nice. I decided to keep some crepe myrtles, and I think I actually expanded upon the usage of them because they're just nice trees and they are aesthetically beautiful. I added American witch hazel because I like the yellow color and how it pops. Dogwoods just so the room itself within the seating areas can be differentiated. And because it's our state tree, the bushes I used was the Yukon holly because it's nice and it's like a little green bean. It's soft. I put Bruford Nana there as a barrier against the science building because I don't want people to be but so close to the windows. I added some Camilla because pollinators, they're pretty and they grow to a nice size. I also added Japanese barberry as a security feature so people just wouldn't be within the bushes, the raised bush bed. And these are the materials I used.